Hey, what's up, y'all? Uneducated Yogi here with One Family Investing. Well, we learn, all right? That's what we're about to do right now. We make investments, we invest, and we make profit. So, if y'all been following me, if y'all keep following me, you'll see this happen. I'm doing everything live, not everything, but I'm sharing everything live. But it's a rare opportunity. Y'all get to see me at market open. This is a 3-minute chart with SOFI. And what I'm gonna do real quick is I wanna buy some SoFi this morning. So what I'm gonna do is I like that it opened way below yesterday. It opened down here and then it's going down. And there's a view of charts where you can look at the extended view, meaning like extended hours. Meaning like people was trading after hours, so you can get more of the story of why it ended up as low as it did, basically. Anyways, we'll take a look at that in a second. I gotta make a quick move. So I'm trying to figure out where a support or resistant line can go or zone in between here, and it's been kind of tough for me. I see these right here. This looks like one of the turning points. So what I would do is, just to be quick, option T, I think it was. Just to be quick, I would be thinking around here. And, right around here. The funny part about this is, like for me, this bottom one, like there's enough touches for me to go here too. I just don't know, based off the little time. Like this is too little time for me to figure it out nicely, and that's why we call it zone sometimes. But okay, so this is the 1 hour chart. I'm gonna go back to the 3-minute chart and just see kind of where it lines up. So, you know, it's not too bad where I put these two. It's Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's like this section here, and that looks like it could have been a previous resistant, and then it became a support, and then it went up, right? So that's kind of what we want to look for a little bit, actually. So this second one down there it could be the actual resistant right now. Okay. Anyways, it might play down around here now. And as you can see, it kind of is already showing it a little bit. So this is the 3-minute chart. When I used to say, you get more of the story with the 3-minute chart. Like you get more of like how it's going. So this is the resistant line right now. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to look to get some SoFi in my Robinhood account. So in the strategy here is to, I recently had to take profit from my Robinhood account because I had to pay for some stuff. And I got rid of a lot of stocks that I wasn't trying to get rid of them, but since they're gone now, I'm gonna rebuild this portfolio more specific, like more intentional and more specific, because I know more now. and it's of course taking some time. So y'all just saw me put this in, and it's fighting right where I thought. And again, I drew this line on the 1 hour chart, okay? And just look how it's playing in between where I put my, it's called a resistant line right now because the candlesticks are below the line that I put. So it's called a resistant line right now. This is today's line. And it might go above it, and then it will become the support when the full candle gets above it. But anyways, okay. I just want to go to regular SOFI. Okay, $5 amount. I got $98. We're doing $98. Oh, I got $94. We're doing $94. Now, why'd I do that? I did this, so this isn't an option trade. This is just me putting SOFI in my portfolio because I know already that I want SOFI as a long-term stock here. So, see, the 61 cent is there. So, I just bought. So with my portfolio, and people have been talking mess about Tesla, but Tesla's been, it brought my portfolio back, into good grace. So I'll be stacking on Tesla most likely. Target, I just looked at something about Target. It's not a good time to buy. NEO, I'm still holding NEO. It's a EV company, electric vehicle company. SoftBank, I think I bought them myself. Yeah, it's just a really big company. This is Robinhood stock. I got it at I think when it IPO'd or like shortly after, but I got Robinhood. It was like $40, 60, something like that. But man, Robinhood's doing good, so I'm gonna be holding Robinhood. This one was a free one. It's doing good. No, actually I paid for that one too. Doing good. Apple, obviously I can hold Apple for a little bit. I'm not too worried. And then here's what I just bought. SoFi, right now it's at 27.66. So that means I bought it a little bit above this because it says negative 274. And one thing I could have done is I could have, I'm not an analytical trader like that. A technical analysis trader, that's what they're called. So I could have, if I was, I can look at all the charts and go like, what's the likelihood of it to, but I'm not that type of trader. I heard somebody call it fundamental trader. Or like how I see it is a value trader. I'm a value trader, and a support and resistance trader, meaning like, like as y'all can see, I'm doing a lot of, I can just see where these support and resistance lines go. So in that sense, I also trade like that, but I'm more of a value trader and growth company trader right now. Meaning like I can see a company's potential, and based off of how I do research, how I look up stuff, I can understand if it's a growth or value stock. And I like to invest in those, the value stocks for long term, the growth stocks for long term, maybe, but for sure, some type of gains within the next, 3 years, 3 to 5 years. It's a good number to understand where a growth stock is and where it can go. Um, that example is like a stock like SOFI. It can be a growth stock right now because of how it's growing, and later on it may become a value stock, and that's just depending on how the company is maintained and how it's ran. So it doesn't mean it's automatically a value stock. A value stock right now is something like Walmart or Amazon. Like they're not going to have crazy growths because they're already established, but they're so involved, intertwined in our decision making, our culture, our people's attention. I don't know what word to best pick here, but it has a lot of value based off of how much we use it as people. And we're sustaining these companies, right? So it doesn't automatically become a value stock. It depends how it's being ran. So anyways, that's the type of trader I mostly am. I'm not mostly the one with the technical analysis. I'm not that type of trader mostly. Like I can read these things, but you don't see me drawing too much. I can read the candles, and I can obviously understand where some support and resistance zones are / where they can go. Okay. Because even that top one that I put, as you can see, there's some play around there. It's, so it wasn't bad places to think about putting my support and resistance lines. So right now, this bottom one that was at the bottom, it was a resistant, and now it's a support. And then this one right here is looking like, again, it wasn't in a bad place. So we'll see what happens in the next candle. So we'll wait these 3 minutes. We'll be watching to see what happens with this 51. So at 54, 1 more minute. So we have 1 more minute to see if this is gonna stay above, go below. If it stays above, we'll see what happens with the next candle, which is called our confirming candle. So right now, I'm not too confident until the minute is over. We really let these things do its thing. We're just reading the story. We're not trying to hope that it does. We don't want to hope that it's going to do what we want, and then when it doesn't, we get upset. And that's one of the psychological games about trading. Trading is a psychological game. Let me just say that. Trading. Oops. Yeah, hope that's not messing with y'all too much. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Nor do I know if it is good, but we're gonna do it. Okay. So, okay. So trading is a psychological game. All right, we have to understand that. Um, a lot of life actually is, what I found out in the military. I was in the military for some time. Is a lot of life is actually revolved about our risk to reward ratio and like how we understand that. And we might not think about that, but I was called what they call a safety petty officer, a safety um, person while I was in the military, and I had to come up with, okay, this is too risky to do up to here. This is perfectly risky to do up to here. And I had to use examples of like when I'm sharing it with people and teaching people, I had to use examples of like simply crossing the street. And we don't think about this every day, but there's a risk tolerance, there's a risk factor that goes into crossing the street. Like what's the likelihood for me to get hit by a car? Like, do I look both ways? Like all these things were actually taught risk tolerant, like how to understand risk to reward ratio from a young age. And it's in everything we do. Um, but I won't get into the details of it. But anyways, trading is a psychological game, and it's mostly based on how we understand our tolerance, our risk tolerance, and how, but we can't understand our risk tolerance in conjunction with something if we don't actually understand that thing. So we have to do research. We have to understand it, because it's 100% risky when I know little, right? But it's less risky when I know more about it, right? So what we're doing is, I want everyone who's watching this, if you're new to trading, I want you to watch more videos. Check out the playlist that's in the description. And just hear people. If you have more experience, how much have you or if you've studied some, how much have you played around with this stuff? Because the next step after knowing something, you actually have to take the first step and do it. So how much have you been doing it? And if you've been doing this for a while, then thank you for even being here, because then that means you're finding value in this, even though you've been doing this. So yeah, anyways, just wanted to say that real quick. So we got our confirmation candle above this line right here. I'm gonna change the color of it real quick. Okay, so we'll call this that zone for now. But anyways, so the confirmation candle happened. So that was the candle, and you can see it's a doji. It's a doji. That means it almost actually went back down. But the bulls, they said, nah, bruh, we got this. So now we're going back up. Okay. So even if I go to my Robinhood, for instance, you'll see it's not 2% anymore. It's one reason why we don't freak out. It's all, this can look very bad for my option trade right now, because I have a call or a strike price of $29, and obviously it's below that. So some people might freak out. Okay, I think I'm gonna be close to being done here. So now this is going, it's going back up. And after I got my shares, hopefully it just keeps going up now. And one thing I want to do, or I would, I made an account for my daughter, and I'm just starting her trading. But I was gonna say something about that, but she needs to put the money in there, not me. I might gift her something here and there, but not too much. We want them to understand that them seeing their own money go somewhere, and then it creating more money for them, it'll get them excited, right? So that's the idea a little bit there. Okay, so now it's just going back up. I'm not gonna honestly stay on too much. You guys saw me buy the share. This is the option trade, that I recently did. Bought on 9/24, September 24th, yesterday, for $445, and the value of it right now is 383, and I have it expiring next year, right? So this is why. So this is how you can understand. So the experience of me doing this with real money is helping me understand that how to understand my risk tolerance, my risk level. Because if I go through this, and if well, at least this is what's happening. It's giving me an experience to understand my risk tolerance. So this doesn't expire until next year. Now, right now, I'm freaking out. So if I didn't watch this, typically, like, you're not going to be watching this every day. You put in the swing trade, you're not going to be going in every day unless you're crazy. Like, it's not necessary. It's like me buying hold, not going in all the time looking at the stock. Like, I'm not to the public account every day. Okay, this is where Nike is. Oh, today, okay, tomorrow, this is where Nike is. That's what makes it more rough. So you wait a little bit and then you come in. So you might not even see when it's down, or you might come in on a day that it's down. And because you haven't seen it in a while, you might think it's been down this whole time. And look, I just came in and just saw it. That might not be true. It goes up and down, just has its up and downs. So as I'm going through this, I see this, and now it hurts. Oh my gosh, it's negative, $65. It's down 14%. In the opposite way, 14% is freaking amazing. So down 14% is freaking horrible. So what happens though, as time goes on and it gets closer to January, it gets closer to January 16, and I start seeing it go up, based off of how SoFi's performance is. I have to have confidence in that. I have to trust it. Because if I get scared, I can want to close this thing right now and be like, I don't want to lose more than $65. So let me take it out. I'm risking my $400. So then I can take it out, you know. But we don't want to do that. We want to keep it in. We want to see this be red. We want to be happy that it's red, because what I do, instead of being freaked out, I bought more SoFi. So now my portfolio, my private portfolio, has 3 SoFi. 3 and whatever. Robinhood allows you to buy partial shares, is what it's called. So you don't have to buy a whole share like in Charles Schwab. If I was in here, if I wanted to buy SoFi, that's why I bought it in Robinhood, because I have $21 in my account. This is my daughter's account. I have $21. I don't have enough to buy SoFi. So I can't buy it. But if I had $21 in Robinhood, I can buy it up to $21. So that's why I tell people to get Robinhood, because then you don't have to buy full shares even. Just get in the game. Remember, it's all about just getting in the game. So that's going to be it for now. There's my SoFi. It's in there. I'll be sharing how this goes. Was that my main reason? Oh yeah, I want to show y'all how I operate on open when open. Look at this, boy. See from the hour chart. So this is okay. Cool. Let's look at this. See the 3-minute chart. It's about a half an hour right now from open. Okay, so 8:30 is here. From here to here is a half an hour. From here to here is a half an hour. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the 1 hour chart. So look how it's been fighting. It's actually saying that the bulls are winning in the 1 hour chart, which, over here it is too now, because we're higher than where it opened now. So if we were lower, then it would be a red candle. That's how I believe it works. Okay, so So, but I'm just sharing this because, like, look how different it looks. Um, the story is being told differently, and we can just see it right here. So I just wanted to share that real quick, just because it just happened to be open, and it's a good visual. I'm a visual person. I don't know if this stuff is helping y'all, but whatever it is helping you, tell me so I can do more of that. Tell me what's not working for you, and then maybe I can cut that down a little bit, or if other people appreciate it, maybe I can just do it in a different way. If I know, like, okay, well, it's resonating with some people, it's not resonating. But anyways, I'm a visual person, and that just did something for me. I don't know if it does something for you, because look how long this wick is. It's not really telling the story of, like, what's going on. So I'll just be staring at this rather than seeing this, and I can tell what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay. This is what's happening here. This is what's happening here. And then one more visual. Let's go to the hour chart again, and let's change it to a 30-minute chart real quick, because it's been 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So we'll see how the candle would look at 30-minute, and then see how the 5-minute candle is starting, if I have this available. Okay. So now you can see this is 30 minutes. So for 30 minutes, it was above. So at 30 minutes, right here, it's above wherever we opened at over here. We opened down here. So it closed above the open. So it's a green candle on the 30-minute chart. But we opened with a red chart on a red candle on the 3-minute chart. We opened with a red candle on the 3-minute chart. But if we were looking on a 30-minute chart, we opened with a green candle. All right. So that's just letting you know, like, how the different, like, when we're actually getting into this, this is the knowledge part. Like, if you don't know this stuff, then yeah, you're going to be at more risk, because if you didn't know that you were looking at a 30-minute chart and, like, oh man, like, I just can't do anything. But if you go to a 3-minute chart, then you know what you can do. You know that you have more options to get in or out or whatever of a trade. So anyways, that's one visual aspect. I'm just buying and holding SOFI, so I'm not going to do anything else. I already have my swing trade in, and that's it for now for me. Really, I would like to know what resonates with y'all, what doesn't resonate. If you are here still, that means you like me. All right, that means you like what's going on over here. I'm just kidding, maybe. So, if you are getting any value from this, I am trying to reach a goal of 50 subscribers, because that's when YouTube lets us go live, and I really want to try it out, because recording these videos and doing it like this, it's just janky for me sometimes. But maybe my live will be janky too. I don't know until I try it, right? So, but I need y'all help. Us together. We're a community, the One Family Investing community. All right, One Family Investing. You're part of the community if you're here, and thank you for being here. Seriously, it means a lot. And I want to be able to share whatever I have to be able to help support the community. So, and then I want to hear from y'all too, because it helps me, whether you know it or not. Even if it's criticism in a negative way, criticism in a positive way, I take it all. I like it. So thank you again. Subscribe if you haven't, give it a like, and share it with somebody. Just share it with somebody who has an interest in making money. Share it with somebody who has an interest in investing, because we'll evolve this, hopefully. We have not only stock investing, but, other things too. One Family Investing, where we learn, we invest, and we make profit. And we remain humble servants of humanity and not arrogant people, because it's just a principle that I want to share, and that's what we're about here. So, love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Love and peace.